Well, thing about problems is that when you get rid of one, just several more always takes a place, right? This is coming to us from the Washington Post. Democracy dies in darkness. Smugglers are sawing through new sections of Trump border wall. Jesus. That's the thing about crime, man. Like, have you ever seen a jail documentary? The criminals got a hell of time and resources, particularly on the outside, to get around it. This is written by Nick Miroff. Smuggling gangs in Mexico have repeatedly sawed through new sections of President Trump's border wall in recent months by using commercially available power tools, opening gaps large enough for people and drug loads to pass through, according to U.S. agents and officials with knowledge of the damage. Yeah, so they just say, but didn't. Wasn't there a lot of compromise on the original planning of the wall and what was supposed to be used? The breaches have been made using a popular cordless household tool known as a reciprocating saw that retails at hardware stores for as little as $100. When fitted with specialized blades, the saws can cut through one of the barrier's steel and concrete bollards in a matter of minutes, according to the agents, who spoke on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to speak publicly about the barrier defeating techniques. After cutting through the base of a single bollard, smugglers can push the steel out of the way, allowing an adult to fit through the gap because the bollards are so tall and are attached only to a panel at the very top. Their length makes them easier to push aside once they've been cut and are left dangling, according to engineers consulted by the Washington Post. So, in getting his wall done, this is America, lowest bidders, shortcuts taken, and holes are made and found. The taxpayer funded barrier, so far coming with a $10 billion price tag, was a central theme of Trump's 2016 campaign, and he has made the project a physical symbol of his presidency, touting its construction progress in speeches, ads, and tweets. Trump has increasingly boasted to crowds in recent weeks about the superlative properties of the barrier, calling it virtually impenetrable, whatever, and likening the structure to a Rolls Royce that border crossers cannot get over, under, or through. So this is coming to us from the Washington Post. So they definitely go on, sit there and throw their salt and shade on it, right? But the deal is that corners were cut. Once again, this is America, lowest bidder, and he had to fight tooth and nail to get the money that he could to construct what he could. So yeah, holes are going to be found. Patch them on up. The smuggling crews have been using other techniques, such as building makeshift ladders to scale and overtop the barriers, especially in the popular smuggling areas in and around San Diego, according to nearly a dozen U.S. agents and current and former administration officials. So that's, I guess that's that first barrier, and that's how they cut it, and they can get through it. And then they got the little diagram of the makeshift ladders. So, all right, cool. Tighten it on up, and from here on out, just use steel. Mexican criminal organizations, which generate billions of dollars in smuggling profits, have enormous incentive to adapt their operations at the border to new obstacles and enforcement methods, officials say. Remember El Chapo's his tunnel, right? These guys got money, they got all the money in the world and all the time in the world. This, and something like this is pretty easy to get around. The U.S. government has not disclosed the cutting incidents and breaches, and it is unclear how many times they have occurred. U.S. Customs and Border Protection declined to provide information about the number of breaches, the location of the incidents, and the process for repairing them. Matt Leas, a spokesman for the agency, declined to comment, and CBP has not yet fulfilled the Freedom of Information Act request seeking data about the breaches and repairs. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, which oversees the private contractors building the barrier, referred inquiries to CBP. One senior administration official, who was not authorized to discuss the breaches but spoke on the condition of anonymity, said they amounted to a few instances and that the new barrier fencing had significantly increased security and deterrence along sections of the border in CBP's San Diego and El Centro sectors in California. I really miss San Diego. It really is a hell of a place. Current and former CBP officials confirmed that there have been cutting breaches, but they said the new bollard system remains far superior and more formidable than any previous barrier design. Some of the damage has happened in areas where construction crews have yet to complete the installation of electronic sensors that, once operational, will more quickly detect the vibrations, sawing procedures, and the bollards, the official said. So they're already they're on top of it. They just got to get it done. They also said one of the main advantages of the steel bollard system, which stands between 18 and 30 feet tall, is that damaged panels can easily be easily repaired or replaced. Roland Vitiello, the former U.S. Border Patrol chief who was acting director for U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement until his removal in April, characterized the breaches as poking and prodding by cartel smuggling crews. The cartels will continue to innovate. They are not just going to leave San Diego because the wall gets better, Vitiello said. That's life on the border. True. Vitiello, who helped oversee the development of barrier prototypes in 2017, said the administration could have added better deterrent features if Democrats in Congress had provided more funding. The bollards are not the most evolved design. They are the most evolved that we could pay for, Vitiello said. We never said they would be an end-all, be-all. In the San Diego area, smugglers have figured out how to cut the bollards and return them to their original positions, disguising the breaches in the hope that they will go unnoticed and can be reused for repeated passage. Agents said they have learned to drive along the base of the structure looking for subtle defects, testing the metal by kicking the bollards with their boots. But when they get the sensors up, even when they go to remove the bollards, right, the sensors will pick it up. If damage is detected, wielding crews are promptly sent to make fixes. The smugglers, however, have returned to the same bollards and cut through the welds, agents say, because the metal is softer at the concrete at the core of the bollard already has been compromised. The smugglers also have tried to trick agents by applying a type of putty with a color and texture that resembles the weld, making a severed bollard appear intact. Agents in California and Texas said smuggling teams have also been improvised ladders to go up and over the barriers, despite the risk of injury or death from falling. The tallest barriers are approximately the height of a 3-story building. Some of the teams deploy lightweight ladders. One of the okay, all right. So yeah. Long and short, damn it, Washington Post, you and your long ass articles. We're not going through all this. Deal is that, yeah, I mean, you give criminals enough time, they'll figure out a way around whatever defenses that you got. That's why it's important to remain vigilant, and not just at the border, but in your day to day, every moment of your life, remain vigilant. All right, guys. So that being said, all the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like. Dislike, yeah, go ahead, do that too. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and want to get videos like this every single day. Share because sharing is caring, and YouTube and bit shooting alike, you know. And speak. Let me know, what do you think in the comments? Like, this was to be expected, particularly, like I said, you're not giving them like the money to get the best. We buy they're buying what they can and trying to be cheap about it. So if you feel differently, that's what I have a comment section for. And until the next one.